Hey there. So it seems like you're ready to dive into the world of blockchain and level up your knowledge.
It's definitely a hot topic right now.
For sure. And you've sent us this LinkedIn article listing 5 awesome resources for free blockchain education.
I'm excited to dig into these with you.
Me too. Especially because blockchain's reach is expanding so rapidly these days.
Yeah, it's not just about cryptocurrency anymore.
Right. We're talking about everything from supply chains to healthcare to real estate.
It really feels like we're on the brink of some major changes.
Absolutely. And just imagine understanding all of this before it becomes mainstream.
All right, so should we jump into that first resource then? Unit Masters.
Yeah, let's start there. What do you think makes Unit Masters a good starting point?
Well, it's a great place to start, especially if you're a beginner, because it's a free 6-week course, and they really focus on using blockchain to create a more inclusive and fair economy.
I saw that. They even gave an example about how musicians and artists could get paid directly for their work online without a middleman taking a cut. Such a cool idea. And on top of all that, you get to connect with a global community of other crypto enthusiasts while you're
Oh,
learning.
yeah, that's a huge plus.
Do you see what they cover each week? Decentralization, the Web3 economy, and even the metaverse are all on the agenda.
Plus, you get a certificate when you finish.
Nice little bonus, right? So once someone's got a good foundation from Unit Masters, where do you think they should go next?
Well, if they're ready for something a bit more academic, the University of Nicosia has been a pioneer in this space. They've been offering blockchain education as far back as 2014.
Wow, that's impressive. Their free digital currency MOOC really stood out to me. It was actually the world's first MOOC on the topic.
It was.
And get this, over 80,000 students from over 120 countries have enrolled in it.
That's amazing.
It is. And you know what else caught my eye? They're NFTs and the metaverse course. It's taught entirely on chain. So basically, it all happens within the metaverse.
Oh,
I know, right?
yeah.
You even need a crypto wallet just to register.
That's taking blockchain education to a whole new level.
Now, of course, we can't forget about LinkedIn Learning. It's become such a go-to resource for all sorts of professional skills. So I was curious to see what they offer in the blockchain space.
Definitely. They have a free 5-course introductory series that covers the basics of blockchain and cryptocurrency,
Perfect for those who want to get their feet wet.
for sure. And with blockchain skills becoming more and more sought after, taking these courses could even open up new career paths.
Totally. You never know where these new skills might take you. So for those who are ready to dive a bit deeper, maybe explore some real-world applications, there's a course on Coursera called Blockchain: Foundations and Use Cases.
Ah, yes, this one is designed for both developers and non-developers, which is great.
Yeah, it really opens it up to a wider audience.
It's offered by Consensus Academy, and what I like about it is that it goes beyond just the technical aspects.
Yeah.
It actually delves into the whole philosophy behind decentralization, the idea of distributing control and power rather than having one central authority.
I think that's so important to understand. And they even include real-world examples from businesses within the Consensus portfolio,
Ah.
so you can see how these concepts are being put into practice.
Exactly. It's not just theory, it's also free to audit, so you can check it out without having to commit financially.
Awesome. And if you decide you want to go all in, you can always pay for a certificate to get that official recognition.
And there's a bonus for any UK military members listening. This course qualifies for standard learning credits.
That's a great perk. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've seen everything from beginner-friendly introductions to more in-depth courses that could even boost your career. What are your thoughts so far?
Honestly, I'm really impressed with the sheer variety of resources available. It just goes to show how important blockchain is becoming and how much effort is being put into making this knowledge accessible to everyone.
And this is really just a starting point. If you want to explore these resources further, you can find all the links and more details in the original LinkedIn article. It's titled, "Blockchain Education is Now More Important Than Ever." Here are 5 great resources to learn blockchain for free.
Definitely check it out. And as you're exploring these resources, I think it's important to keep in mind just how rapidly blockchain is evolving.
That's a good point. What other unexpected educational resources do you think might emerge in the future?
I think that's a question we'll have to wait and see, but I'm sure there will be some exciting developments.
Me too. But for now, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with another listener request.
Welcome back. It's pretty amazing to see so many people wanting to learn about blockchain.
It really is. Speaking of fields that are constantly evolving, our next listener request takes us into the world of generative AI.
Oh yeah, generative AI. That's a hot topic these days.
It really is. It seems like new tools and applications are popping up every day. Our listener sent us a couple of articles that offer different perspectives on it.
That's a good approach, I think, with any new technology,
Yes.
especially one as powerful as generative AI. It's important to consider both the potential benefits and the potential risks.
Absolutely. So let's start by talking about the article that focuses on the risks. It's actually titled Generative AI, a Pandora's Box of Risks.
Okay, so what kind of concerns does it raise?
Well, it argues that generative AI could actually exacerbate existing societal problems, especially when it comes to things like misinformation and bias.
That's a big concern.
Right. And it makes sense because these AI models are trained on huge data sets of human-generated content.
So they could end up learning and reproducing any biases that already exist in that data.
Exactly. If we're not careful, generative AI could end up amplifying harmful stereotypes and spreading misinformation on a massive scale.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
The article also mentions the potential for malicious use.
Right? Yes, it does. It highlights the possibility of people with bad intentions using this technology to create incredibly realistic fake content like deepfakes.
Oh, wow. Those could be used for all sorts of bad things, like propaganda or even to incite violence.
It really underscores the need for some serious ethical guidelines and regulations around the development and use of generative AI.
Definitely. So we've looked at the potential downsides. Now let's flip the script and see what the other article has to say about the potential applications in healthcare.
Okay, so this article is called Generative AI, Revolutionizing Healthcare Diagnosis and Treatment. And as you might guess, it paints a much more optimistic picture.
I'm curious to hear about this.
Well, it explores how generative AI could be used to do things like analyze medical images, personalize treatment plans, and even speed up drug discovery.
Those are some pretty big claims.
I know, right? One example that really stood out to me was using generative AI to create synthetic medical data. So instead of using real patient data, which obviously raises privacy concerns, they can use this synthetic data to train other AI models.
That's actually a pretty clever solution.
Right. It solves a major challenge in healthcare AI development, which is the need for large and diverse data sets while still protecting patient privacy.
What other potential benefits does the article highlight?
It talks about how generative AI could help address the shortage of healthcare professionals, especially in underserved areas.
That would be huge.
Right. For instance, AI-powered chatbots could provide basic medical advice and triage patients, which would free up doctors to focus on more complex cases.
That could be a game changer for rural or remote communities that have limited access to healthcare.
Exactly. Although, of course, we have to be careful. AI should be a tool to support healthcare professionals, not replace them entirely.
Definitely. It's all about finding the right balance.
The article also mentions the possibility of using generative AI to create personalized treatment plans based on a person's unique genetic makeup and lifestyle.
That's the idea behind precision medicine, isn't it?
It is. Imagine getting medical care that's specifically tailored to your individual needs.
It sounds pretty futuristic, but it's important to remember that we're still in the very early stages of exploring these applications. It'll be a while before these technologies become widely available.
That's true. So we've heard two very different perspectives on generative AI. One that focuses on the risks and another that highlights the potential benefits. What do you think is the key takeaway for our listener?
Well, I think the main thing to remember is that generative AI, like any powerful technology, has the potential for both good and bad. It's important to approach it with a balanced view, acknowledging both the exciting possibilities and the potential risks. And it's crucial to have open and honest discussions about the ethical implications of this technology.
I couldn't agree more. And remember, this is just a starting point. We encourage you to read those articles in full and explore other resources on generative AI. Stay informed, keep asking those critical questions, and be part of shaping how this transformative technology develops.
Now, speaking of transformative technology, our next deep dive takes us into the world of augmented reality.
Are you ready to explore that?
Absolutely. It seems our listener is particularly interested in the potential of AR in education.
They sent us an article that delves into that very topic. It highlights how AR could change the way students learn and interact with the world around them.
All right, so are we ready to step into the future with augmented reality?
Let's do it. Seems like our listener is super interested in how AR could shake things up in education.
Yeah, they shared a fascinating article that explores just that, highlighting how AR could change the way students learn and how they interact with the world around them.
I have to admit, the idea of learning through AR is pretty mind-blowing.
Oh, absolutely.
Imagine holding up your phone to a skeleton at a museum
Yeah.
and suddenly seeing it come to life, complete with muscles and tendons and even a beating heart.
Wow.
It'd be like stepping right into a biology textbook.
Exactly. The article really emphasizes how immersive and interactive these AR experiences can be,
Yeah.
which can really help students get engaged and actually remember what they're learning.
Yep.
It's not just about passively reading textbooks anymore.
Right.
It's about actually exploring and experiencing those concepts firsthand.
I love that. And they even talk about virtual field trips using AR.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine exploring the Amazon rainforest or even the surface of Mars right from your classroom.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
What I find particularly interesting is how AR can be adapted to different learning styles.
Oh, that's a good point.
So visual learners could really benefit from the 3D models and animations,
Uh-huh.
while those who learn better through hearing could engage with audio guides and interactive simulations.
Yeah, it really opens up a whole new world of learning possibilities.
Absolutely.
The article also highlights how AR can personalize the learning experience.
Yes, students can learn at their own pace,
Right.
and they can explore topics that they're more interested in more deeply.
So it creates a much more engaging and self-directed learning environment.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the potential for AR to boost collaboration and creativity.
That's huge.
Imagine students working together on virtual projects,
Ah.
building and manipulating objects in a shared AR space,
Oh, wow.
or even designing their own AR experiences.
Yeah.
The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing.
They really are. Now, of course, the article does acknowledge some challenges with bringing AR into education,
Yeah, for sure.
like the cost of devices,
Yeah.
the need for teachers to learn how to effectively use this technology.
Yeah, those are definitely hurdles. But the article also points out that these challenges are becoming less and less significant.
I guess that makes sense as the technology gets more affordable and accessible.
Exactly. So the key takeaway here is that AR has incredible potential to revolutionize how we think about education, making learning more engaging, interactive, and personalized.
And maybe even more fun.
Oh, definitely. It's not really a question of if AR will become an integral part of the learning experience, but when.
So for our listener who's clearly eager to dive into the world of AR in education, what would you recommend as a first step?
I'd say start by checking out some of the AR apps and resources that are already available for educators. There are tons of apps out there that bring subjects like science, history, and even math to life through these interactive AR experiences.
That's a great starting point. Any other suggestions?
Yeah, I'd also recommend connecting with educators and organizations who are already using AR in their classrooms.
Huh?
Sharing knowledge and best practices will be crucial to really unlock the full potential of this exciting technology.
That's excellent advice. And as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AR in education, let me leave you with this final thought. We've explored some pretty incredible technologies today, from blockchain to generative AI and now augmented reality. And what connects them all is their potential to transform the way we live, work, and learn. So embrace the possibility, stay curious, and never stop exploring.